Yeah, I've been told I need to grow up because there is no Planet X. Well, what can I say? If you're still alive after all the calamities, you will say to yourself that Henning was right and everybody else was right. And I don't want to take the discussion whether the Earth is flat or not, because it's not flat. It's a globe. Well, right now we have a situation where we have over 200 jet airplanes situated over by North Korea, plus we got 4 aircraft carriers situated, plus a support fleet of proportions ready to strike North Korea. And I don't believe that they moved all that equipment over there just to flex some muscles. I actually think they're going to do more than just flex their muscles. And then we got Trump announcing that Jerusalem is now going to be new capital of Israel by moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem and thereby splitting Jerusalem into 2 pieces, which has made the Arab world infuriated. It's been said before that that should be done by the Bushes, the Clintons, but that was during the election campaign. Trump didn't say that during the election campaign. He says that as a president. That's the difference. So let's see how it goes with that. But that pretty much fits the timeline, because I need to tell you something. I said it before, but you need to listen. And you need to listen real good. Daniel timeline speaks about 70 weeks after the Israelites returned to their own land. Correct? Those 70 weeks is 70 years in their way of calculating. 1947, the Israelites moved back to Israel after the Holocaust, which some have the audacity to say was untrue. Well, nevertheless, 6 million Jews lost their lives due to Hitler. Now, they've returned in 47. You add 70 years to 1947, you get 2017. But Israel will not declare a state until 1948. And we are almost in 2018. So you see, 70 years to 1948 is 2018. And if we go to scriptures, that Yeshua, he says that this generation shall not pass away until these things has been fulfilled. And I'm referring to Matthew 24, and I'm referring to Luke 21 on the Mount of Olives. And what he's describing is that there will be earthquakes in diverse places. Well, you can bet on we have earthquakes in diverse places, and we are having an uptick of them. They're getting more and more profound or pronounced, and they're getting more and more powerful. We're talking 7 scale now, and it's going to get worse. We also have volcanoes. According to official numbers, it's 21, but we actually have 44 active volcanoes on planet Earth. The Earth's core is heating up. We also have some weird weather. Well, this weather is mainly because, or mainly, I wouldn't say that, but I would say that it's a combination of PlanetX, it's a combination of a weakened Gulf loop current, it's a combination of chemtrails, and it's also a combination of desalinization of the ocean water, which will, of course, slow down the conveyor belt that is driving the ocean current and is actually in control with the sun of our climate. And now we have all these fires over in California, one by one. I mean, they're just coming on conveyor belt. And the reason for that is because the chemtrails is denying California rain. And these particulates, especially aluminum oxide, in the size they have, which is nano, which means they are 0.23 and less in diameter, micrometers. And aluminum oxide is extremely flammable. It's like gunpowder. It's like magnesium powder. It burns the same fashion. And all this stuff is landing on the trees, landing on leaves. It's landing everywhere in California and further east. And all it takes is a spark, cigarette butt thrown out of a car, and we have a firestorm. We also have another problem. That is that the aluminum oxide and the other agents that they're using in the spraying of our atmosphere, which they're forced to do, I'll come to that, is breaking down our ozone layer. But one of the reasons for why they're spraying is because there is this interaction between PlanetX and our sun, which is leading that we are having another danger, and that is that the UVC light, not UVA and not UVB, but UVC light is penetrating our atmosphere, and we no longer have a strong magnetosphere. We don't any longer have a strong ozone layer, which we could repair, but they have chosen to use chemicals, which is called chemtrails. This UVC light is going to destroy your eyes. It's going to give you skin cancer. We have an explosion medically in skin cancer. And we also have an explosion of people getting cataract and bad vision because it's destroying our vision. And kind of leads me to think of the book of Eli, the movie, that everybody needs to wear sunglasses because if they don't wear sunglasses, they're going to lose their sight. This is what's going on. And that is simply because of the interaction between these two heavenly bodies, which is the Sun and PlanetX. Now, what is chemtrails also doing? Chemtrails is scattering the light, meaning that this object that is next to the Sun, I have a picture of two sunrises. I've shown you that from Oklahoma. I'm going to put it in the end of this video, and you can judge for yourself. You can see that clearly two light sources. No question about it. Why would you want to scatter the light? Well, it's kind of like an incandescent light bulb, not the old Edison type, but those that is coated with white powder on the inside that spreads out the light in an even fashion. And that is what the chemtrails also have an effect of doing. And that is one of the reasons for why our sun, when we look at it, or taking pictures of it, or video recording it, it looks like it's freaking humongous. And we know that the sun disk is the same as the moon disk in size on the sky, exactly the same. So why is the sun so big? Well, that is all the particulates that is scattering the light, spreading it out. So we can't look at a specific area, but we can only see that in the morning hours and the evening hours, and around noon there's a chance of seeing it. But it also have another effect, that is that Earth's light, or the light coming from the sun, has now reached a dimming level of over 20%, even though you can't look at the sun because it's simply too bright. Nevertheless, we are having a darkening of our sky. It's getting dimmer, even though it don't seem like it, because all the reflecting materials from the chemtrails is in the sky, reflecting on top of each other and building up a fake artificial light. It's kind of like a fluorescent light bulb. You get my point? I hope you do. And that kind of minimizes the effect of a dimming, so you don't notice it. But if all these particulates kind of went away, you know, they will eventually fall down to Earth. And then we will see the result that our sky is darker in the daytime because the sun is weakening. But it looks like the sun is brighter and brighter and brighter. Maybe it's because they do have what is speculated a sun simulator up there that is able to focus the light, able to enhance the light, and thereby hiding the fact that our sun is dimming, because there's an object next to it called PlanetX that is sucking the juice out of it. And the more juice it sucks out of the sun and gets to itself, the more and more vibrant in color this object PlanetX is going to get, and it will eventually become visible to the naked eye for everyone on planet Earth to see, but that's not yet. But it will be so. We will all see it. End of story. But, you know, I'm kind of a little, you know, tired of some things. Sometimes I just feel like I'm wasting my time here on YouTube trying to speak to you and get some sense into your head, because it seems like people are more busy about and concerned about all these distractions. There is politically all this headhunt of Trump and his Russia coalition during the election, and all the sex scandals and all the other crap that is going on that we're being fed by the media, on and on and on and on and on. And everybody have this smart little device. Well, I'm holding this smart little device in my hand myself, recording what I'm saying. But my head is not bent down on my phone for the most part of the day. No, I'm driving up there every single day. And I'm not looking at my phone. I'm looking at traffic, and I'm looking at the sky. I've been looking at the sky on front row seat since 2012. And I see what's going on up there. I've shown you what's going on up there. I have explained to you what's going on up there with homemade pictures and props to show you what's actually going on when I'm driving east to west and west to east. I've shown you that. But people are too concerned about their selfies. They're too concerned about all the Facebook comments. They're too concerned about all the insignificant things. And that's the truth of it. And that's one of the reasons for why we are in this grave situation, because no one is paying attention. This is only a slight, maybe not even 1% of the world populace is paying attention and actually seeing the writing on the wall that something is surely amiss here. Of course, everything is amiss here. We've been warned 2,000 years ago by Yeshua. On September 23rd, 2017, we had Revelation 12 sign in the sky. Well, that one has been postulated over the years, but nevertheless, the Revelation 12 sign was a fact on that particular date, 23rd September 2017. All the planets were gathered as a crown over the woman, the Virgo, the moon at her feet, the sun at her head, clothed with the sun, Leo on top, and the only planet not represented in that star constellation that morning was Saturn. Saturn is also representing the serpent, also representing Satan, the evil one. He was held back by Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is the star sign, which is called the snake bearer. He was restraining Saturn for devouring the child which we're about to be given birth to, which is marking that we are now running straight to the end days. And we are at the end days. Trump's move with Jerusalem and the embassy move, making Jerusalem into a capital of Israel, is going to create war in the Middle East. And that's exactly what Giuseppe Mazzini and Albert Pike were planning on doing. I don't trust any man. I don't trust the sitting president. All I need to do is look at his 66th floor penthouse apartment in New York to know who he is. He's a Freemason, and he's a fanatic in it because all of it is gold, pure gold. It's not painted gold, it's real gold, and it's in every room in that apartment. He's steeped in this. Therefore, it is what it is. As Theodore Roosevelt, he said that no president is elected, they are selected. Yeah, they are being selected by the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group, which is the elite, as they call themselves, that is running this world into the ground with the help of who do you think? Satan, the evil one. So that's where we stand. We are standing and looking straight into the abyss of World War III, where 1/3 of the populace is going to die. There's 2.5 billion people. And this war has been planned in the 18th century between these two, one Freemason and one Illuminati. Giuseppe Mazzini was the Illuminati. Albert Pike was a 33-degree Mason in America, wrote a letter to Mazzini to create 3 world wars. And the last world war was to make a war in the Middle East between the Arabs and the Israelites, and it would, in the end, drag the entire world into it, and everybody would fight to complete mental and physical and financial exhaustion. And that will bring about the man that will come and save the day, which also in the Bible is referred to as the son of perdition. The son of perdition. Who is that? The Antichrist. The little horn out of the 10 horn in Matthew, in Daniel's prophecy, that will rise up of that conflict. And the world has already been divided up in those 10 regions by the Vatican for financial reasons. It's already been done 25 years ago. You just don't know about it. And IMF is the one who's running this show. You just don't know about it. Of course you don't know, because everything is done in the darkness of night. It's not in the light, because good deeds are done in the daylight. Bad deeds, evil deeds is done in nighttime. And these people are working in the nighttime. That's when they are doing their evil things. But what do you care? You got your cell phone. You got your selfies. You got your TV shows. You got all the gossip. That's far more interesting. Instead of looking up at the sky, instead of noticing the weather is different. That it's now cold in areas where it should be warm, and it's now warm in areas where it should be cooler. We also have a problem with the neutrinos that Earth is receiving from the sun, which is part of what is heating up the Earth. It's believed, been for a long time, that the neutrinos are so powerful that they will shoot through everything, straight through Earth. But they have now found out that the neutrinos don't do that. They do that, but not anymore. No, they have a lower vibration and energy now. And that is what is heating up the Earth's core, This is what is creating all the volcanoes. This is also what is producing more earthquakes, because the magma, which is from volcanoes, are moving around underneath your feet, changing places, giving cause to more volcanic eruptions, giving cause to more earthquakes and more powerful earthquakes. And especially around the Ring of Fire. And at some point, because right now the magma plume is moving around northly, over westerly, easterly, north, northeast, and then east, around and coming down towards Cascadia. And then there's also a magma plume moving the other direction, going south, and then southeast, and then east, and then northeast, and up along the Andes Mountains, and shooting towards San Andreas Fault. And if these two converge by California, it's over. If I were you living in California, I would seriously contemplate getting out of there. If you got the means to lift up your shit and get out of there, I would suggest you do it now. It is only a question of when it will happen, because it will happen. California is doomed. You will slide into the ocean. Just like in the movie 2012, you will be gone underwater. You will disappear. I can highly recommend you move into towards the Midwest, on the higher plains. Not saying North Dakota, South Dakota, but I'm thinking more like Missouri. I'm thinking more like eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, southwestern Missouri, somewhere around there. That'll be a good place to move to, if you have the means and the will and the faith in what I'm telling you. Now, most importantly, I hope you have the faith in our Lord, that you believe that these warnings that He gave us is true, because they are true, because these warnings He gave us 2,000 years ago is actually happening right now. And He said that this generation, people that return to their own land shall not pass away until these things has been fulfilled. So we are right now at the cusp of where everything goes south. And I mean south. Think about it. It's not so much about you saving your life, save your soul, but at least be prepared. But at least, if you can, get out of harm's way. Because you don't know if our Lord have a plan for you to carry out in the midst of all this chaos, all this calamity, all this earth changes that is going to be more and more profound. You seriously need to search your own soul now. And look away from your phone and all the distractions. And then feel inside yourself. Can't you feel there's something wrong here? That there's an imminent danger that's just lurking around the corner. Because there is. And it's going to come like a thief in the night. We don't know when they're going to fire the first missile. We don't know that. One thing we do know, war is imminent. The earth is changing. And there's a planet system with a dwarf star out there next to our sun, in our solar system, affecting our way of life and the entire solar system. All the planets are heating up, just like planet Earth. Why? Well, it's because of magnetism, induction energy. That's what's going on. And it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger until in the end it's going to be so unbearable. And it's going to really be like it says, that men shall seek to die, but death shall not find them. So put down the phone, turn off the TV, close your eyes, and feel inside yourself. Can you feel it? You can even read it. Read Revelation, read Matthew 24, Luke 21, study chemtrails. Wonder why all the fires in California is there. Wonder why Giuseppe Mazzini, Albert Pike, had this little interchange about these 3 world wars that they have planned for in order to bring in the Antichrist. And now we have done the political move of moving the American embassy to Jerusalem and make Jerusalem the capital of Israel, which is supposed to be, which would be a thorn in the eye of the Arabs, which it already is, and they're freaking out. And you're thinking that's not going to lead to a conflict? That's exactly the plan. They want the Arabs to attack Israel, period. And it's going to happen. Yeah. So, it is 2 minutes to midnight, people. It really is. Look up and seek inside yourself the answers. Because you know I'm telling you the truth. And you can deny PlanetX all you want to. It's real. You can look at the old texts all over the planet. They are all describing it. And those who are describing it in the most profound term is in the Copeland Bible by the Egyptians. They're describing exactly what they're seeing and exactly what is happening. And they were talking about fire raining from the sky and burning everything up. But this time we're going to really be burned. 1/3 of the trees and all the green grass because of fire and brimstone, meaning when we run into the tail of this system that it dragged with it, all the iron dust that is going to pollute our waters, and men will die from drinking the water. You'll be hit by an asteroid called wormwood that will poison 1/3 of all the waters. And don't drink it if you insist to live, because it will kill you. If you drink rusty water, you will die. And what would be most obvious, that is that wormwood would be an iron oxide asteroid hitting us. That's what I believe it is. Poisoning the waters. I don't think it's anything else. I think it's iron. Too much iron in your system will poison you and kill you. You need iron for your bloodstream, which is what is being oxygenated and transported to your cells through your body. That's what the iron's properties and function is in your bloodstream. But too much iron, it'll kill you. So this is not a discussion about the earth is flat or not. This is not a discussion about all the sex scandals and all the other political scandals and all the other crap that we are listening to in the daily media transmissions. This is about do some soul searching, looking away from all the distractions that you are experiencing on a daily basis. Search inside. You will find the answer. Seek and you shall find. So it's time to seek. And then find the truth in the middle of all of this. If you dare go that way. The rabbit hole is deep. Very deep. It's bottomless. But there is one that's going to put a bottom on all this and seal it up. But his time is not yet. The time we are running into is the time of sorrows, tribulation, and all the other nasty stuff that comes with it. Over and out. God bless you. Jews lost their lives due to Hitler. Now, they've returned in 47. You add 70 years to 1947, you get 2017. But Israel will not declare a state until 1948. And we are almost in 2018. So you see, 70 years to 1948 is 2018. And if we go to scriptures, that Yeshua, he says that this generation shall not pass away until these things has been fulfilled. And I'm referring to Matthew 24, and I'm referring to Luke 21 on the Mount of Olives. And what he's describing is that there will be earthquakes in diverse places. Well, you can bet on we have earthquakes in diverse places, and we are having an uptick of them. They're getting more and more profound or pronounced, and they're getting more and more powerful. And the reason for that is because the chemtrails is denying California rain. And these particulates, especially aluminum oxide, in the size they have, which is nano, which mean they are 0.23 and less in diameter, micrometers. And aluminum oxide is extremely flammable. It's like gunpowder. It's like magnesium powder. It burns the same fashion. And all this stuff is landing on the trees, landing on leaves. It's landing everywhere in California and further east. And all it takes is a spark, cigarette butt thrown out of a car. We have a firestorm. We also have another problem. That is that the aluminum oxide and the other agents that they're using in the spraying of our atmosphere, which they're forced to do, I'll come to that, is breaking down our ozone layer. But one of the reasons for why they're spraying is because there is this interaction between planets. Yeah, I've been told I need to grow up because there is no PlanetX. Well, what can I say? If you're still alive after all the calamities, you will say to yourself that Henning was right and everybody else was right. And I don't want to take the discussion whether the Earth is flat or not, because it's not flat. It's a globe. Well, right now we have a situation where we have over 200 jet airplanes situated over by North Korea, plus we got 4 aircraft carriers situated, plus a support fleet of proportions ready to strike North Korea. And I don't believe that they moved all that equipment over there just to flex some muscles. I actually think they're going to do more than just flex their muscles. And then we got Trump, announcing that Jerusalem is now going to be new capital of Israel by moving. We're talking 7 scale now, and it's going to get worse. We also have volcanoes, according to official numbers, it's 21, but we actually have 44 active volcanoes on planet Earth. Earth's core is heating up. We also have some weird weather. Well, this weather is mainly because, or mainly, I wouldn't say that, but I would say that it's a combination of PlanetX, it's a combination of a weakened Gulf loop current, it's a combination of chemtrails, and it's also a combination of desalinization of the ocean water, which will, of course, slow down the conveyor belt that is driving the ocean current and is actually in control with the sun of our climate. And now we have all these fires over in California, one by one. I mean, they're just coming on conveyor belt. The embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and thereby splitting Jerusalem into 2 pieces, which has made the Arab world infuriated. It's been said before that that should be done by the Bushes, the Clintons, but that was during the election campaign. Trump didn't say that during the election campaign. He says that as a president. That's the difference. So let's see how it goes with that. But that pretty much fits the timeline, because I need to tell you something. I said it before, but you need to listen, and you need to listen real good. Daniel timeline speaks about 70 weeks after the Israelites returned to their own land. Correct? Those 70 weeks is 70 years in their way of calculating. In 1947, the Israelites moved back to Israel after the Holocaust, which some have the audacity to say was untrue. Well, nevertheless, 6 million